One. Good Friday morning. Today's Friday, September 6th, 2024. And this is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. We are located in the Z building, ground level, center of the room, right next to the pillars. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to stop by, and we'll do our best to get you the answer that you need. We do this 52 Fridays a year, and 2025 we're going to have some challenges because a couple of Fridays fall on some holidays, so we expect Dave White to be working those days.
I'll be standing right next to you, Dennis. You and me up here.
All right, and we'll work out those challenges. At all three of our locations, breakfast is free this morning, so if you haven't ordered, jump in line. Just want to give a quick shout out to John Blanson and his team. They've had an extremely busy month with feeding everyone on Friday mornings and with making sure that we're taken care of at the picnics and Million Mile and 10-year events. So let's give those folks a round of applause just to say thank you. I think the last one is this weekend that they'll be taken care of out in Salt Lake City. And
tell you what, they had that picnic this past Saturday. John was out there in the heat of everything, cooking up crab legs. Had, I don't know how many, would they have 1,200, 1,300 pounds of crab legs Robert had brought in. So, man, people were enjoying them. I know that. And they tasted good. I had a few of them myself. So hopefully everybody else got a little nibble on them. But they do a fantastic job for us.
I think the report was we saw about 2,000 people at the picnic. So that's a great number. Thank you guys so much for coming. We are live here in Springfield, Missouri. We are simulcasting to our other locations in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and Salt Lake City, Utah. And as always, we're live across the social. So welcome to our folks that are watching both now and in the future on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So let's go east first. We probably got Rick and Richard. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Can you guys hear us up here all right?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing well. You know what? We got a good crowd here today. Still more people filtering in, coming in through the line. So, yeah, good crowd.
Well, good deal. Tell us what's new in Pittston, Pennsylvania.
You know, nothing crazy new right now. We are still waiting on the demolition to take place down at the R&L property that we purchased, and that's opening up some space. You know, we did a couple of things around the terminal to help out with the parking here. So if you're making your way through Pittston, you'll see some of those changes. We've taken some of our trucks, our sold equipment, and we've put more of that down at the training pad. So that's going to open up some bobtail parking and some more trailer parking here. And we're going to continue to work on that through today. So anybody coming through Pittston should be able to find this parking spot a little bit easier. And we're going to continue to do that as that R&L property opens up. And for anyone that doesn't know, just to give some projections on what's going to happen with that, that is going to be opened up to a training, I'm sorry, not a training, to a parking area where we're going to put all of our pedigree equipment down there once that lot is finished. So you won't see any more of the pedigree equipment sitting here on the lot, which will open up a ton of space for us and create a safe haven for drivers to come through. You know, I do want to touch on a couple other things. We talk about customer service all the time. You know, customer service is not just delivering the load on time. It's about how we treat our customers. We want to appreciate you guys, show our appreciation for you guys and the service you guys are providing out there with our customers. That helps us to get more freight, and it says to them and speaks to them. If you're treating them well when you're going in there, it's bringing in good equipment. Make sure when you're dropping trailers, those trailers are in good status. If there's something that is wrong with that trailer, we want to make sure that we're communicating with Road Assist and our fleet managers, making sure they understand what's going on with that equipment so we can get it serviced and brought into a terminal. Aside from that, you know, we don't have anything else crazy going on up here, but Chiefs got a win last night by an inch, so we'll take it all day, right?
Come on, Dennis, jump on that bandwagon. Come on.
Thank you, Richard. I can't quite jump on the Chiefs bandwagon just yet. They got to win 4 Super Bowls in a row for me to jump on the bandwagon. But thank you so much. That's a great update and great information from Pittston and another driver advisory board. Every single time we meet, they talk about the parking situation and piston, and it looks like you guys have got some tangible things going on to remedy that issue. So thank you guys so much. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Thank you.
All right. Jonathan Grice, Salt Lake City. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you guys?
And we're doing fantastic. He's got Cardinal gear on like I do. I like this kid.
But where's the Cardinals, man? They got to get it going too.
It's Jonathan's turn. Go ahead.
Hey, we're above 500 now, so that's a big win for us. Real quick, out here in orientation this week, we had another great class. So the holiday weekend didn't slow us down one bit, didn't skip a beat. Coming up tonight, actually, we got our 10, 15-year dinner as well as our million-mile dinner. So we got a nice crowd coming out, a good list of our SVPs, and we're excited to congratulate those folks, show our appreciation for those folks. And then tomorrow, of course, we've got our terminal summer picnic. We've got games, bingo, we got barbecue coming out. So we hope everybody that's out in this area can come stop by and have some fun with us. We did actually pull our 10th competitor for our Pride and Polish competition tomorrow. So we'd love to see if we can get a couple extra in there tomorrow as well. So if you're in the area, would like to join us for that, just please stop by and let me know.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jonathan. We're really looking forward to hanging out with you tonight. I'm glad you said that because you just reminded me that I forgot to pack some clothes. So we'll be having to do a quick wardrobe change and get out to Salt Lake City as quickly as we can. We've got, I think and if my number is correct, forgive me, I think we got 7 million milers and 2 million milers that we're going to celebrate tonight. So looking forward to it. Thank you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, jump on the microphone, Jonathan.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
All right. Right back here, Spring from Missouri. Good morning. Good morning, folks. How you doing? Yeah, really decent crowd here. You know, it's a post-Labor Day crowd. So, of course, you know, really the last wave of kids really start to go back to school, you know, sometime this week in various parts of the country. Some parts, folks have been in school for about a month. But, you know, when I was growing up, you know, we typically went back to school on that Tuesday after Labor Day. So, you know, kids are back in school. That means summer's about over. So then you know what that means. We got to start talking about
Winter driving.
Winter driving. Yeah. So we'll be kind of talking winter driving ad nauseum probably over the next few months to make sure you get the message and you get prepared. So I don't see a ton of neon vest, and we always kind of skew the schedule for holiday purposes. So that's understood. But if you are here, you are new, this is your first week at Prime at any of our locations, if you would stand for just a quick minute so that we can welcome you to the team. There you go. Proud right there in the middle. I love it. Welcome at all of our locations. And of course, as always, we see some familiar faces, you know, straddled around the room, walking through the terminals. And it's always great to see tenured drivers, experienced drivers, veterans. Not going to use the old word, you know, but folks that have been around here a little bit of time.
It is, and we got to see a lot of them this past weekend at our holiday party, and it's kind of good that they're not sitting out here right now because that means they're out working. They're running freight, and we got, you know, the freight buckets has increased, and we'll hear that from Steve Woodkey over here, and I'm sure he's happy too to get these drivers out running. And I think that's another reason why our numbers are a little bit down at our this morning's meeting. But hey, you know, just want to say welcome to all of our new folks, all of our new associates. And, you know, we've done our background checks on you all, and hopefully you did it on us before you ever started here. And trucking can be a very rewarding career. It's like any job, though. It can be frustrating. It could be good. It could be bad. It goes in between. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, your safety is the most important out there on the highway and that of the motoring public. So let's remember that when we're out there and when you're training. You know, we got hands down the best training program in the nation. You're not going to get this experience like you would at going to a truck driving school or something like that. You're going to actually be visiting our customers, showing up, delivering freight, picking up freight, you know, dealing with the motoring public. And that's the best driving experience you can get is with a trainer out there in the truck, learning how to drive and maneuver. Some of you may have had previous experience truck driving years ago. Maybe you just don't quite have enough to go out as a solo. That's okay. We'll get you up to that status. We'll get you up to what we want prime drivers at. And, but at the end of the day, if you ever have any questions, any issues, whatever, let us know. Let your fleet manager know, let safety know, whatever you need to go to. And by all means, communicate with all those departments too, and get to know your road assist person, get to know your log person, and definitely get to know your fleet manager. And you're always welcome in safety. I know a lot of us don't want to go to safety because it's like going to the principal's office in school, but we don't bite. We're good people, and we're there to help you. And if you got a problem, even if it's not safety related, we'll try to help you out. And that's what we do here. So
one-stop shop. We
one stop, baby.
Steve Luckey's over there, and he always talks about Prime being the low-cost provider, not the low-price provider. And, Richard talked about overall customer service, and that's really what it comes down to. And I had to use a Steve Wutkeyism this week when talking to a vendor that, honestly, they were providing the lowest possible price to us for what they were providing. But the conversation was, yeah, and that's great. And we appreciate, that from an economic standpoint, but you don't provide the type of service that you need. Your system is cumbersome when it works. All right. This means my associates in here have to work harder, have to spend more time here. So essentially, you're costing us more than what we would be paying if we just paid the next service provider just a little bit more. They provided better service to us. So what that translates to is, from a safety standpoint, safety is a part of service. No good product's no good in a ditch. Late or not, if it's in a ditch, we can't use it. If it's, the trailer's been broken into and it's been tampered with, they can't use the product. Okay, it's simple. Service is all encompassing. So it's important that we think about that when we show up to a customer with a trailer that's not in usable condition, tire issue, chutes down, reefer's not full of fuel, it's not washed out. These are the little things that we can do to differentiate us from everybody else in the industry.
That is true. Right on. So yeah, doing the small things right. And, I'm going to jump into our DOT inspections this past week, but that includes doing DOT inspections, looking at everything. And last week was the CVSA brake check safety week. And, we have those weeks when CVSA puts them out there, the 72-hour blitz, the brake check week, and they do a number of them throughout the year. We get a lot more inspections. And this past week, we had 193 DOT inspections, which is quite a jump where we normally are at. But what's even better, though, we had 152 clean inspections, 0 violations. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. That's 79% clean rate on those inspections. So you guys really stepped up. Our driver base stepped it up out there on the road. And I want to say thank you very much, because that's one of the higher percentages I've seen here in my 23 years here at Prime. That's great. And I do it. And that's why we try to prepare you leading up to these certain weeks like this when they're going to be looking at us. But at the end of the day, do your inspections all the time. I mean, that's your responsibility. Just like Dennis says, doing the small things right is what's going to differentiate us from another carrier, and especially with our customers. Some of these trailers, customers are seeing from our competitors, they got brake chamber out, they got flat tires. They're not going to load those. They're going to look for the primes that don't have those. So if you see a trailer at a customer, maybe it's got a low tire, let road assist know. We'll get that addressed. We'll get that fixed. If we don't know inside the walls, then we can't do anything about it. So if you see damage to a trailer, let us know. We need to know about it. We need to get it addressed. And, that can make the difference on our customer base, no doubt about it. So
79%, best I've ever seen. Excellent work.
Yep.
Sean and his team are going to be doling out some cash this week. So thank you guys so much for what you do. Let's keep it rolling.
That was obvious. So let's talk about this past week. Let's look at the Pride and Polish. We had Pride and Polish on Friday night. Our top 3 winners in the Pride and Polish, and see if we can bring them up on the PowerPoint.
That's
Man,
beautiful.
that kind of looked like our pad at the beginning of the championships, because we did get a lot of rain. And we had 11 drivers compete in the Pride and Polish, which is a little bit down, but we also had a big downpour that occurred right before the competition, and it rained hard out here. And I want to, nothing worse to see all these shiny trucks all chromed out, the whole 9 yards, and then you get a downpour. But luckily the judges were able to go through them, take a look at them. I'm going to see if Brian or Richard can bring our top 3 winners up, maybe.
Talk about TDC.
Yeah, let's go to the TDC though, and following. Oh, here we go. So is this the 3rd place winner, Brianne? I believe. Oh, there's a 3rd place winner. So our 3rd place winner in Pride and Polish was Stephen Bast, truck number 652896. We're looking at a 25 Freightliner, beautiful, all decked out, and they get judged inside too as well. So you can imagine inside those cabs, you can eat off the floor in a lot of those trucks because they do a wonderful job of cleaning them out. How about 2nd place? 2nd place, Michael Mothershed, 652670, another 25 Freightliner truck, beautiful condition. And our 1st place winner, which is also the People's Choice, Michael Bagsis, 751022. 1st place. Yeah, that's beautiful. That ended up being our, because we couldn't use our flag for up on the screen because of the rainstorm. That ended up being our flag that we flew for the national anthem when Jamie Miller sang that before the competition. So just a beautiful truck. Great job, Michael. Great job to all 3 of them, putting all their time, money that takes, and they won beautiful trophies, got some prime points, and really did a great job. So we love that Pride and Polish competition. So after the Pride and Polish, we slid over to the truck driving championships, and our 3rd place winner we have up on stage here is Thomas Miller. Thomas came in 3rd in our competition. He's synonymous with our truck driving championships. He goes to he runs our show, so to speak, leading up to the state competition. So Thomas will be back in it again this year and helping out and helping our team, but he'll also be competing as well. So 2nd place was Sean Daves. Sean had 210 points. Yes, Sean did a great job. He's another state competitor, so he goes quite a bit as well. So he did a wonderful job. Also in 1st place, we had Joseph Wells. Joseph and Sean tied at 210 points, but Joseph beat him on the time going around the course. So he slid into that 1st place spot, and Joseph does a wonderful job every year. This past year he was able to go to the state, but he had to take time off because his wife was having some babies, had twins. So he'd take that time off during the week. She was induced during the week of the TDC down in Branson. So he did the smart thing. He was with his wife at the time, but this year we'll get him back again, hopefully. And he's always a strong competitor at the state truck driving championship. So congrats to those 3 guys. They did a wonderful job.
Excellent work. Excellent work to our in-house volunteers. We have 40 volunteers in-house that spent their Friday night portion of it out in the torrential downpour. But, this is the way we celebrate our drivers.
And all of them showed up, man. So about 4:40, about 20 minutes before the competition, we get a downpour out here on the training pad. And I'm thinking, man, none of my volunteers are going to show up. And all of a sudden, here comes all these cars rolling in right around 5 o'clock. It's still raining. Here comes all the volunteers with their raincoats on, with their umbrellas. I couldn't believe it, man. It was really cool, though. And Robert and Steve shows up, too, as well. And, hey, we were going to run it, and we did. Thank goodness the skies cleared up about 20 after 5. We're able to do the walkthrough, and it never rained the rest of the night. So we got lucky. A little thank you to the Mother Nature up above us, but that's what it takes. And we ran it. Some of the drivers ran it in the wet conditions. Some of them were lucky, but had to drive at night because we had the lights on later on. But it was dry then. So it just depends, and the driving conditions you all experience every day out there on the road. And that's what this competition's about. So it was fun. We had a good time.
All right. So great segment, Dave. Thank you for the work that you do with the TDC. We'll transition to our next phase. And Alex is over here waiting to go. But before you come up here, Alex, I want to make sure we give an update on cameras. The Netrodyne system is ready to go. We've got the inventory we need to start the process. The mobile communication device that we're going to switch out for the Qualcomm is not quite ready to go. Once that is ready to go, we are going to flip the switch and start to get folks in here to get those devices installed. I know some of you that are sitting in the room or out in the interwebs are thinking, man, I am going to steer clear of every terminal for the next 10 months. They're not going to catch me. They're not going to catch me. But I want to remind you guys that we've been through this before. We did this with electronic logs. So this isn't, we're not new to this. We're true to this. So we know how to get this deal implemented as efficiently as we can. So, for those folks that are worried or have concerns or questions, have a conversation with your fleet manager, have a conversation with the safety department. It's important that, the time to your thinking time is running out. All right. It's time to let's get on board. And if not, if you have some concerns, let's have some conversations about it and determine what we need to do moving forward. Of course, every driver before they get it installed will need to sign a waiver, and we'll have that out to you guys soon to get that done. But, I don't want to put this air out like it's going to go away, because it's not. I don't want to put this air out like you can circumvent it. You can't. I don't want to put this air out that, I've been driving here for 76 years, so I'm going to get a pass. You're not. So it's important that we get these conversations going if you have concerns and get going. Do we have a question?
I got a comment.
How did I know that you didn't have a question?
I have the camera in my truck, everybody. It's nothing to be afraid of. I promise you. It helps. It actually helps you drive. It's helped me, and I'm still an asshole about it, but hey, I don't have a problem with it. There's nothing to be afraid of. It doesn't show anything at night when you're stopped or anything, and it only shows the driver's compartment. There's nothing wrong with having that camera in the truck. There is zero problems. It just helps you drive better, and it helps us be safer. I'm just wanting to let you guys know it's not bad.
And at the end of the day, Dennis, it's about reducing our accidents and improving our CSA scores. And for years, I've been asked, I get calls, and many of them same drivers, why aren't we improving unsafe driving? Why aren't we improving hours of service? Things like that. Well, these cameras will do that. And at the end of the day, we're a large carrier. We got over 10,000 drivers. We got over 7,500 trucks. And, just increasing, this past week, the 79% clean rate on inspections, it'll help a little bit, but it takes so many of those weeks to get that, raise our CSA scores and do even better on that. But these cameras will get us there, and that's what it's about right there. So what do we got?
Right.
Question.
I also have the camera in my truck. I've had it since March. No problems with it. I had to actually pick up a shop person in my truck with their phone at their face. So I had to just message in and say, hey, I don't know who this is. And they removed it. So that's the only problem I really had with it. And it really does blur everything but you when it records something.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? Question, comment, concern? Other terminals? Question, comment, concern? Believe it or not, and this is probably a little bit before our time, Dave. It's definitely not before Steve Lucky's time. At one point, how many of you got a Qualcomm in your truck? Everybody.
Or OmniTracks. What are we calling those?
Everybody. Believe it or not, there was once upon a time, and maybe a better question, how many of you would drive a truck without one? Not one person raised their hand. There was once upon a time that folks had the same conversation, that same apprehension about putting the Qualcomm, the OmniTracks in the truck. 35 years later, now folks won't even get in the truck without one. So I want you guys to put that into perspective as we talk about, these decisions that are made aren't made for, rest of 2024. These are legacy decisions that are made that are here to protect the longevity of the company. We've been around 54 years, almost 55. We want to be around another 155 years, long after Dave and I are dead and gone. We want the legacy of this company to continue. So.
And you know, back in 1995, when I drove for about 4 years. I worked for a company that didn't have Qualcomm. So what you'd have to do is you have to get to these customers and first get directions to the customers, and you have to write it all down. Once you get there, you have to find a payphone, or you go to a truck stop after you got unloaded and find a payphone. And some of these payphones, you're like, really? And you pick it up with the napkins and all that because, you know, just filthy. But that's the only way you can communicate with your company and let you know, hey, I'm empty. Where do you want me to go next? And sometimes it's a run 100 miles down the road, get another truck stop and give us a call. We're looking for a backhaul for you. And it's just like, and I'd look at those Schneiders, those Warners, those Primes out there, and I see the little dome behind the cab. And I go, wish I had one of those Omnitracks or Qualcomm, what we called it back then, because that'd be nice instead of looking for truck stops and rest areas or wherever you can find payphones. Now, I don't even know if you can find a payphone out there. You know, most people got cell phones, but sometimes they don't always work neither. So
Yeah.
It is.
And you
I'm
had to walk uphill to school both ways
I
in the
did, man, in
snow
Iowa.
all year round.
4 feet of snow both ways, baby.
We get it. No, in all seriousness, if you guys do have concerns, Dave and I will be floating around here. Stop us, ask us questions. Let us know what your concerns are so that we can get you taken care of. Alex, come on up. This is Alex, one of our newest associates in our log department. He's going to finish out the safety portion, compliance portion, and talk about logs. Good morning, sir.
Morning, everybody. I'm going to go off paper today because it's about PC, and I don't want to get anything wrong on this one. So what I'm bringing up today is in regards to personal compliance, the usage of it, and just what it is that logs goes off of and what they're actually there for. I think it'll help clear what it is that we can do whenever we do call logs, the expectations we should have when we contact them, and that it is that we are there to try to help. So these past couple of weeks, I've had about 4 or 5 drivers call in regarding PC usage. If you're on the PC pilot program, it's something that you have to call to get enabled or message in to get enabled. If you are not part of that program, we are slowly moving everybody onto it. But I still have drivers call in, even though they're not part of it, to verify that a movement is legal. And we appreciate that because it's better to call in than do the movement illegally and then have to correct it after the fact. So again, we do appreciate any drivers that aren't on there that do call. So let's see here. For today's topic, it's about logs. That I wanted to bring up a few things in regards to the asking about PC usage when we're not able to allow it. Logs is going to be there to keep us compliant, and we follow federal regulation and their guidance in regards to that. So it's not that we will refuse to activate it because we don't think it's going to be okay or we disagree with a certain movement. FM CST, DOT, they all regulate these vehicles, and it is off of the regulations that we have from them that we end up doing the movement. Now, logs is going to be for information as well. So we are more than happy to provide that information to you. I've had a few drivers question it, and that's fine. It's not about being right or feeling that we're right. We will send out that information via email if we need to. Again, it's understandable that you may have questions on it, on the regulation for PC, because it's kind of ambiguous with the wording. So in regards to the drivers that did call, we cannot go from PC to drive. Again, it's understandable that we're on the road and we do not want to break our hours of service. At the same time, it's not saying that it's okay to go over our hours, but we don't control the road. There are accidents, there's traffic out there. You've driven through really bad cities, and you can only trip plan up to a certain point. You can give yourself 30 minutes of leeway, 40, an hour of leeway, but we don't control what happens when we're out there. In the instance that you run into an issue, please call the logs department. We'll be able to see if you guys are set up for split breaks. We'll see if there's available parking near you. I know sometimes we rely on the Qualcomm or we rely on apps. We have other resources through logs. Maybe we can find you something closer. But we do try to help in regards to that. It's not going to be a flat no. For example, calling in for PC when we're driving, we can't do, but we will try to find a solution. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up a few questions that we've had from drivers. One of them is going to be about being loaded in personal conveyance. I thought, being as old as that regulation is, we'd have more info on it, but it's come up a few times, and so I'm going to bring it up here. You can be loaded or unloaded to use PC. That is not the issue. Being loaded was something that changed because we had drivers that were at their O1, they got loaded, and then they still ran out of hours because sometimes you do things back to back. So that is a legal movement if you are loaded or unloaded to use PC, as long as we're leaving a shipper receiver. And let's see. Right, that was it. I just wanted to bring up the fact that logs goes off federal regulation. We do try to help. I mean, just like you guys are liable and are responsible for your logs on the road to remain compliant, we've actually had log advisors get subpoenaed. So we have to follow those regulations. But again, we do try to help whenever that comes up. If you ever have a question, even if you're on the PC pilot program, that's why we're there. We're really happy to help out. It's nice when we get a driver to call in and ask whether or not something is okay to do or not, or, you know, to try to help trip plan with them, or, you know, just determine times. I mean, that's why the department is there. You're not bothering anybody. So yeah, just wanted to add, we're happy to help.
All right, Alex, anybody got any questions for Alex? Everybody's going to get off easy. Thank you for being here this morning, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Good job.
All right, who we got next, Dave?
Man, so talking about safety and driver's health goes right with it. So this morning, I think we got Colby back. Colby Hughes from our driver health and fitness department. So wearing that 5K fun run shirt.
That's
I love
right.
it.
How are you guys today?
Good. How many competitors do you have at that?
We had just shy of 90. So yeah, between the 1 mile and a 5K. So yes, that's why I'm wearing the shirt again.
That's awesome.
So,
Good job.
yeah. So good morning, everybody. Each week, our driver health and fitness, we always have some kind of health tip or something we want to give you. Could be a nutritional tip. I know last week Rachel had a good tip for talking about protein and stuff. We talk about, you know, taking care of your feet, different things. This week, I just wanted to highlight our participation we had in the 5K and the 1 mile. So first, at all of our terminals, you guys give yourself a round of applause. In-house and drivers, we had, like I said, just shy of 90 participants, about double from last year. So that was really awesome. You can just kind of see some pictures here. We had in Springfield, we did it around, it's about a 3.1 miles around campus. But guys, it's really about my health tip as I show some of those pictures is really just about challenging yourself. We had some drivers and some in-house people that have never done a 5K. Again, that's 3.1 miles. So I'm encouraging you guys for things like that. So a real soft health tip is just challenge yourself. I do want to show you a couple pictures as we get through. So like I said, we had a lot of fun. I think same as the other events we had going on in Springfield, we were blessed with the weather. It was supposed to rain for 3 straight days and it just rained a little. So as we go through the pictures, the very last one, when we get to it, I just want to talk about there's the 4 people. We had our two fastest female driver and male driver. And then we also had our fastest overall male and overall female. So on the top left, you can see there's Michelle Ross, one of our drivers. So you guys give it up for Michelle. She's our fastest female driver. And then on the bottom left, we have Isiaga Sila. He's also our fastest male driver on the bottom left. So give him a round of applause. And then right in the center, we have Carter Smith is our fastest overall. Actually, was our fastest male also. So get up for Carter. And then the last one is Finley on the right, our fastest female. So let's give her a round of applause. So again, guys, appreciate the participation. We're going to continue to grow it every year. Our other locations, we've tried it in the past. This year kind of fell through. I'd love to do it in all 3 places, whether it's a 1 mile or a 5K. So again, thank you guys for all that you do in participating. And if you ever have to get in touch with us, Rachel, our on-site dietitian, all our personal trainers, myself, we'll help you any way we can. Okay. Any questions for me while I'm up here? Any feedback from it that was here? Dee's got some feedback. Come on. I love it.
I just want to say that was exhausting, but it was so fun.
Awesome.
I just want to challenge all the drivers and in-house staff for your health. You ought to try this next year. It was really a good time. I hung with Thomas Miller because I knew he was going to compete with me. Y'all, he beat me across the finish line by 1 second.
Don't let him beat you, D. Come on.
So next year we'll beat him by 1 second,
That's
right?
right.
There you go. That's the inner thing. We're like, oh no, let's just finish together. And then you're like, beat him, you know? I love it. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys very much. And let me know I can help you anyway.
Didn't Dennis get second place for the male? I think he was right there on fastest. Like maybe
Fastest to not get involved.
Oh, sorry, D. I thought you were there, man.
How many of these have you participated in?
Not talking about me,
There
man. We're
you
talking
go.
about you.
There you go. I've run the 5K before. We got pictures to prove it. So, but excellent. What do we got going next?
Man, HR department. We haven't heard from Brandon in a long time. So Brandon Mallard with open enrollment time.
So we'll talk about open enrollment and talk about some of the other services available to you as associates here at Prime, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brandon.
Brandon Mallard. I'm in the HR. I handle the benefits. I do kind of want to piggyback a little bit off of Colby. You know, health is definitely something to focus on, but also what a lot of people take for granted is the resources we have available to you for mental health as well. We have them both on the W-2 company driver side and 1099. We have two different resources, one for each. On the W-2 side, you know, understand, you know, it's easy to forget about, but we have an EAP program, okay? EAP is there. It is free to you. It's something that Prime pays for. If you are ever going through anything difficult, you know, you need to speak with a counselor. You get 3 free visits with a counselor. They'll try to also set you up with somebody in your insurance that participates. So after those 3 free visits, that it'll run through insurance. On top of that, there's legal resources. So if you're ever needing to speak to an attorney, you get so much time with them for free. After that, you get a discounted rate. They can help you with about anything. I know my wife called the EAP a few months ago. My father-in-law and mother-in-law both aren't doing well. So she was able to get a hold of an estate attorney. Family came together. We got a nice discounted rate through our EAP program. Along with that, there's financial consulting. So if you ever need to talk to a financial advisor about budgeting, they have resources there. A few years ago, they added ID recovery. You know, unfortunately, we live in a world where you can go to a gas pump, put your credit card in there, and somebody steals your information. If you ever get your identity stolen, you can also reach out to our EAP. Free services, kind of like identity lock or info lock. They'll help you get your identity squared away and get that fixed. On the W-2 side, you can always reach out to me. It's completely confidential. I'll get you their number. It's also in the benefits booklet. On the 1099 side, Enrollment First does have an EAP program that they can offer you through their association. So if you're enrolled with any benefits through them, they can also assist you there, okay? Last thing I want to point out is, I know we're not quite there yet, but open enrollment is coming up around the corner. On the W-2 side, those dates are going to be October 14th through November 8th. So that's the time to look at your plans, make changes on your insurance, check your beneficiaries for life insurance, those sorts of things. Independent contractor side, November 1st through January 15th is whenever you will be able to make changes on your plans as well. Does anybody have any questions for me? But please take advantage of these resources if you're going through a tough time. Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good job.
We got a Dolphins fan up next.
I know. This is gonna be hard.
I think this is against state law.
Don't know if his mom didn't teach him how to dress or what. For sure, get a red hat, a Dolphins jersey, Cardinals and Dolphins.
You know, but all right, come on up. We got Doug Tam. No, let me give Doug Tam a shout out. You know, we reported earlier in the meeting that, you know, it was CVSA brake check week a week ago. So some of a lot of the inspections have rolled in, you know, 79% clean. Biggest number that I've ever seen in Prime. Shout out to the drivers, but also shout out to our folks on the maintenance team for making that work. Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. You know, I'll take a little heat. I'll tell you a quick little story of why I'm wearing my Dolphins jersey today. I had a little bit of liquid courage yesterday. I think everybody knows what that is. And my girlfriend's a big Chiefs fan. And I was like, you know, it's opening season. I'm going to wear my Dolphins jersey. I have to speak tomorrow. She said, that's a horrible idea, but I love it. So I wake up this morning, I walk out of the bathroom, and I have my regular, you know, Prime red polo. And she goes, psh. Yeah, I thought you were going to wear your Dolphins jersey. So I had to go back in there and put it on. So I'm representing today. But first off, you know, thank you guys for what you do. I'm here today. You know, I work in 3 different departments. I'm in the Plaza, tires, and road assist. happy to help wherever we can. Today, our topic is the Plaza. We're going to be adding some slip-resistant flooring over in the outbound bays. So that is going to cause some minor delays and some rerouting of traffic. And we have some pictures up here that Jamie helped us put together here. Thankfully, you guys didn't want to see my drawing. She did a great job on this. But week one, we're going to be putting that slip-resistant flooring down in bays 4 and 5. And that'll encompass each side of the truck. So when you get out of your truck, you'll have that pathway, a very heavily textured flooring, and then all the way into the door. So that'll all join together. So we have a nice slip resistant flooring over there. When it's raining, it can be pretty slick. So it'll be really beneficial. So week one, we'll be shutting down 4 and 5, and we'll be moving our bobtail lane over to bay 13. So our security team is going to help at the guardhouse to make sure you guys know to go into bay 13 and not 6. We're going to be taking those signs down and adding them over there to help you guys routing wise. And then week 2, if you want to go to the next picture, bays 1, 2, and 3 will be down. We'll be doing that flooring there, and it takes 1 week for it to get all ground down and dried. So we'll be coming out of that man door in between 3 and 4 and going into the front door to get into driver lineup. But we'll have signs there for you all. So just, expect some minor delays, but we'll be routed. Bay 7 will be able to run bi-directionally as well. So we'll get you in and out as quickly as we can. That covers the slip-resistant flooring. We're all excited about that and looking forward to it. And it brings me up to a great story. We had the picnic, so we get pretty heavy traffic. I had some volunteers that work overtime in the Plaza, and I just want to give my team a pat on the back because they step up and take care of you all. When we have those backups, we get some complaints, some late night text messages or calls, and I'll accept that. But I do want to mention that, they're out there busting their butts Friday, and I was busy, working on some stuff, and I get a text message about 2:00 Friday afternoon. So, hey, Doug, can you go grab us some lunch? I said, yeah, sure. What's up? Well, it's 2:00, and we haven't been able to start our cycle for lunches yet because we've been backed up and we've been busy. So, I just want to give my team a shout out for stepping up, and providing that customer service for you all. For us, you all are our customers here in the Plaza and on the maintenance side. So, I just want to say thank you. Our team's out there working as hard as they can, to get you guys through as quickly as possible. So when we do have backups and delays, just know we're out there working our tail ends off to get you through as quickly as possible and doing everything we can to keep your equipment up to snuff, right, and keep them rolling. So thank you all for what you do. If you have any questions for me, I'll take 1 or 2 now, or I'll be over here in the corner to speak after the meeting as well. Anything? I'm off the hook. Thank you, guys.
Good job, Doug. Slip, trips, and falls, man. That's all right. We're top injuries for truck drivers right there. So whatever they can do out there, that's awesome.
Yeah, kudos to, the building maintenance staff as well as the maintenance team, for getting that implemented. So what do we got up next?
Man, up next from our tanker division, we have Mr. Kyle Walk, one of the fleet managers up there. Kyle's been here many years, Dennis. You remember him back when you were a fleet manager on the reefer side, I'm sure.
Kyle and I worked nights together like 20 years ago. So
he's
how
wearing
are you,
his chief.
Kyle?
Look at that, Dennis. He's wearing chief shirt too. Look at that. He's got it. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Come up, say a few words today about our tanker division and also our hopper division. For those of you that don't know, we started our hopper division January 1st of this year, and it's going well. Fast forward here 8-9 months, and things are going well. The timing's right. Harvest season's coming up, so big exciting time for the hopper world. Harvest, basically gathering all the crops. Your farmers out there in their big combines, and their big tractors and trailers, and they're cutting down the corn and the barley and the soybeans, and they're getting them all ready to go to the market for sale. So we're going to participate in that, and we're very excited about it. With the hopper growth, we've had some new equipment that's just been taken possession of. We picked up our last new hopper first part of this week. So now we have 50 hoppers up and operational, and be bopping down the road. Those are brand new live bottom hoppers. So with our growth and our expansion, we do have some positions open in the hopper division. Some states that we're looking for folks to help us out are Indiana, Ohio, and then we've got some new business coming up in Iowa, Kansas, and southern Pennsylvania. So we're looking for some help. So if you have somebody needing a job, family, friends, acquaintances, have them come drive for Prime. We're driven by the best, so we need some good folks to come help us out. Our customer base on the hopper side is growing every day. More and more opportunities. As I'm sitting in the meeting, I'm getting some good feedback from some customers that we're going to start, and it's just an exciting time. It's kind of overwhelming, but at the same time, you can see the writing on the wall that this is going to be going, trending in the right direction. So, and the reason for that success that we've had here in the hopper division is, the backbone of our company, which is our drivers. So I see some of our hopper drivers here. I see some of our future hopper drivers here. And I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the service that you put in, because, it's been rough. Anytime you start something new, you need some people that are going to hang in there and ride the storm out. And I think we've ridden the storm out, and I think we're going to come out doing pretty good. So what's going on the tanker side? Tanker's doing well also. Manuka, Illinois. And did I say that right, Brett? Is it Manuka? Okay. Got a lot of action going on up there. Beautiful terminal right there on I-80, I-55. Anybody been there? Yeah? What do you think? You like it? Yeah? Nice and clean. Not very many delays. Good place to get a reefer washout. We got full service facilities up there, and we got a good shop. So same way with the Prime Decatur. Lots of action going on over there. If you're not aware, Decatur's got a big open lot. So, if you're trying to get in and out of Chicago, in that realm from the Northeast to the Midwest, stop by Prime Decatur. You can park there. We got facilities there, and we'd love to have you come by and visit us. So does anyone have any questions on the hopper or the tanker division?
Now, parking, is that for all divisions?
All divisions.
Everybody, okay.
Yep, big open lot. So reefer, flatbed, tanker, hopper. We'd have you like to come park at our, safe, secure facilities.
Hopper division, how many trucks are we at? We started with 17 trailers, if I remember right?
We started out 25 trailers to start. Yep. And now I think we're up to 50 now. So
oh, good deal. So
we
now, can you tell us the difference between like running hopper compared to tank, reefer, since you've been in all those different areas?
Well, a lot of it's commodity. Obviously you got your oils in the tanker division, your soybean oils, your coconut oils, liquid chocolate. The refrigerated division, you got all the above. You got medicine, you got, lots of protein. But our hopper division, we do, lots of grains. We do some minerals. I just had a contact this morning on, moving some calcium phosphate, learning a lot about it. They put calcium in a lot of stuff. So a lot of different commodities. And then of course the pricing goes into all that too. So, but I would like to tell you that, on behalf of Prime and the sales team and everybody here, we're going to bat for you on these rates and these prices. It's not easy, so just keep that in mind, that your fleet manager, your sales coordinator, everybody here at Prime we're in this with you together, and we're going to try to get you the best rate possible. So sometimes it may not feel like it's the best rate, but guess what? On the backside, that's going to be a good rate. So we're all in this together.
Any questions for Kyle? Somebody's got to have something out there. Pittston, Salt Lake?
Got one for you, Kyle. For company drivers, what's the cent per mile in hopper?
Currently, our company driver rate's 57 cents a mile.
And is the average pay pretty comparative to tanker?
Yeah, typically our wages are good across the board. It's just all about how hard you want to get after it.
All right. No other questions? Got off pretty easy, man. You too.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks
Kyle.
for coming
Good
up,
to
man.
see you as always. Let's give him a round of applause. You know, we had a really good meeting today. You know, it's a really kind of subtle but consistent theme. You know, freight's looking a little bit better. We've got some new opportunities. We're having less accidents. Things are looking good at Prime Incorporated. What do you think?
Yes, they are definitely. And it's back to work, man. You know, and next holidays down the road is going to be Thanksgiving. So we got a long ways to get there. And but that being said, just like we mentioned earlier, watch the weather because the weather's going to be changing. This morning already felt like a little bit of fall in the air. Football's starting out, and here we go. You know, I mean, so be prepared. Make sure you got your chains on your truck if you're going across 70 in Colorado, because legally you got to have them. And even if it's a beautiful day like today, they check you. You don't have your chains and cables on, you run across 70, and give you a ticket, and then they'll make you go buy them. So be prepared. Make sure your truck's prepared. And, you know, chain season's coming, and we're going to need them here pretty soon. So that stuff starts up higher elevations, and it's coming. So
let's make hay while the sun is shining. You know, holidays are behind us. Next one, like Dave said, is Thanksgiving, a few months away. Kids are in school. Let's get out. You know, my best ability is my availability. Let's get out. Let's get out of the house. Let's make a dollar or two, of course. Now it's time to start having those conversations. As a fleet manager, I would always say, once Labor Day is passed, it's time to start having conversations about what your plans are going to be for the upcoming holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And you know, not telling anybody what to do, but I am telling you to start making decisions early, not late. Don't be last minute. Be proactive about how you go about your business.
And if you have any questions, your Prime mobile app, anything technology related, to our right, we got Brian and Richard. They'll be here after the meeting, so make sure you stop over and see them. You know, Dennis, today we're back to red. Last week we had our company picnic shirts on, but we're back to red, and we love our veterans. And so red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So all those of you have loved ones overseas, keep them on our thoughts and prayers. And if you've served in the military in the past, and if you could stand and be recognized, we'd love to give you a round of applause. So stand on up.
You know, we're going to have Steve Lucky, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing and Safety, come on up. But just a reminder, Dave and I will be floating around here. Ask us questions. Let us know your concerns. We'll try to get you pointed into the right direction or get you the answers that you need. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, Dennis?
Doing fantastic.
So you've offered to answer questions, and this has been weighing on my mind. If you're not a Chief fan, who do you support?
So born and raised in the greatest city in the Midwest, greatest city in Missouri, greatest city in the country. Throw your L's up if you're from St. Louis, okay? The Rams left me
Did they
a
ever?
few seasons ago, but my brother, God rest his soul, whose birthday is today actually,
Bless his heart.
gave me some good advice. He said, Dennis, you left St. Louis for a lot less than a $5 billion stadium. So you need to get over it. So still a Rams fan.
Oh my goodness, that was a long story. To apologize. Anyway, that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, this is a great time of year, as you all know, for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's exciting to see college football, pro football coming back to us. But more importantly, it's about freight, and it's about the uptick in the overall freight basket that we have. And we're seeing it on a weekly basis. It's been a long time coming, but business is picking up for us all. So hang in there, and you'll see that velocity of turn as we see in the past. This is a good time of year for truck driving. Now, I know that everybody has a concern about this camera issue, okay? But listen, think about this, please. We are led by a leader that is very foresightful. He wants to be not where the puck is, but he wants to be where the puck is going. And this camera issue, it's going to be very, very relevant in the future. All we're doing is getting ahead of it. And it's for one reason, truly. It is for safety. It's to make us all better. And to your point, I really appreciate your comments. Thank you. Man, we want to be the best. We want you to be the best. And this safety issue, it's not just for the motoring public, but it's for you all. And the job you have is very, very dangerous. So please keep in mind, this is a process that is going to really take us to the next level of safety. And I submit to you, our customers are looking for the safest carrier. So please keep that in mind as we move forward. Speak to our safety people, speak to some of our operators that have those cameras, and they'll share it with you. You're going to be a better operator. We all think we're very, very good at what we do, but training, whether you're a surgeon, whether you're a pilot, every profession. The Kansas City Chiefs, for example, they're going to be looking at film today or tomorrow to see how they can improve. We just want to be the best. It's in your best interest, believe me. So I'd like to get that out there for you. On the sales side, our guys been out there working, grinding, trying to find more freight. We found some new customers. We're seeing our load count continue to improve on a weekly basis. So thank you for that. And the reason we're able to grow that freight basket is just because of what you all do and the service element that nobody else in this industry does better than you all. So I want to thank you for all of our associates in-house, for our driver associates that are out there making a living. I want you to give yourself a round of applause for the service you give us. Thank you very much. And you know, these shippers, they care about safety. They want to know who's behind the wheel. So keep that in mind. We want to be the best, and we need you all to buy into that being the very best. So thank you again for what you do. I'm going to bring up the guy that started this, who is very much a visionary. I swear to you, he is. He knows this industry, and he knows where we're all going together. The speed of the team is the speed of the leader. Today, it's number 15 right here. Go ahead.
He's pretty fast too. How much do I have to pay you to say those nice things about me?
Just give me a little uptick.
I'm going to shock. You never say nothing good about me. But anyway, I have a little pop quiz for you here, Steve.
Okay.
So this morning, what did Patrick Mahomes say to Isaiah Likely about last night's game? What did he say? Think about it. Next time wear white shoes. Think about it. They'd never called it.
Oh yeah, white shoes, sure.
He had the black shoes on.
Yeah, and it showed. Yeah.
It showed. It wouldn't if he had
white shoes would have got him a pass on that. Yeah,
I remember that.
It's a game of inches.
It is, but quite a game. Steve was up there entertaining customers. You know, it's enjoyable, and I know Steve enjoyed going, but he's working the crowd too. He's working the crowd, and he answered the bell again this morning. You know, he's in here on time, standing tall.
I'm a little over hours. I think we got back about 1:30 this morning, but it's no problem.
Hey, yeah, I mean, the guy's a trooper, and you know, he's certainly done his part. He's excellent at what he does. We have a whole sales team that are also very good at what they do and keeping the freight going and develop. It's been a tough time. Everybody knows that, but these folks have been getting after it, and they do answer the bell. I promise you. Steve's talking about being the best. Well, that group, they are the best. They really are. And I love them and appreciate what they do. Steve has his sinking spells once in a while, but you know, he's still pretty good. But anyway, it's good to see you all. Our crowd's a little bit light this morning. I think everybody's out there trailer trucking. You know, a lot of people are out there trailer trucking, which is a good thing. Right? We've got something to haul, and we're going to damn sure do that. And we're going to do it safely and on time. God bless you, and please be safe out there.
Thank you, sir.